paid 539% interest on a payday loan last year. And I didn't discover what the interest rate was until today.
It's my money and I need it now.
Do not get these loans, people.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know somebody out there needs to hear this. Stay away from the payday loans. Don't do it. Find another way. For those of you who have no clue what a payday loan is, I'm glad, but let me tell you what it is. According to NerdWallet, a payday loan is a high-cost loan, short-term loan, for a small amount, typically $500 or less, that is meant to be repaid with the borrower's next paycheck. Payday loans require only one proof of identification, income, and a bank statement, and are often made to people who have bad or non-existent credit. Please note, financial experts caution against payday loans, particularly if there is a chance that the borrower can't repay the loan, and recommend alternative lending sources instead. Some of us know people personally that have been caught in the vicious cycle of payday loans and going every week. I came across a video of a lady who has 535% APR on a payday loan. This is a learning lesson. This is not to bash this woman. Sometimes listening to the stories of other people can help you not repeat the same mistake. And quite frankly, I don't want to see anybody out there down bad because they just didn't know better.
Paid 539% interest on a payday loan last year. And I didn't discover what the interest rate was until today. Oh my goodness, I can't even believe I'm admitting this on the internet, but I'm going to take you guys through my loan history with this company. Because that video that everybody loves to hate me on is going viral again for some reason today. And proof is in the pudding. 539.66%. I'm going to walk you guys through my loan history real quick. I'm just going to point this out. This was on this time last year, 6/23/2023. The finance charge on this thing was $3,267 on a $1,200 loan. If I had not paid this off early, it would have been $4,467 over a 20 biweekly payment. But wait, I'm not done. I also took this one out at 487% in interest on August 18th of 2023, so not even a year ago. And I would have paid $1,522 in interest on a $600 loan.
Do y'all see why this is so dangerous? It would have cost her $1,522. That is ridiculous, just for $600. Please, y'all, if you don't learn nothing else from this video, please get a budget. If there's something that you want that costs $600, please save for it. Don't go get these predatory loans. Her APR right here is 487.95%. This isn't even the only one. These APRs are ridiculous. This is way higher than what you would get on a credit card, which is why I say they're predatory and why a lot of people are against them. In no world should these sort of APRs even be okay, because I even think it's crazy to have a 30% or a 38% on a credit card, but a 500?
Then we have this one at 331% interest on 11/10 of 23, a finance charge of $25.68. Total payments would have been $4,068 on a $1,500 loan. And sadly, I'm not done. This one was on 11/24 of 23, so I probably refinanced this one. 331% finance of $3,080 on an $1,800 loan. This one was actually better than the last one. Total payments $4,800, and we had another one. Oh my gosh. This one was in January 19th of 2024. 330% interest. Total finance charge $36.37 on a $2,100 loan, and the total would have been $5,737. But wait, I'm not done.
Make it stop. Like, how much longer are we gonna go? Oh my gosh. These are all different payday loans, y'all. This is scary. A lot to learn from here, because wise people learn from other people's mistakes. So get in where you fit in. If the shoe fit, wear it.
To the sunset. 334%. I borrowed $2,400. My finance charge is $43.77, and I'm paying off $6,777. And I financed this right before I started my payoff journey.
Wow.
And yes, there was a refinance in a desperate moment. I will never do this again. The reason I'm on the internet talking about all of this isn't because I like, ooh, let me spill my tea. Although I do get paid on views now. It's to educate. I was in a bad place, and getting in these payday loan cycles sucks. Let me show you the interest that I would have paid, because I did pay some of these off early. I added it up. $18,451.
18,400 something. I didn't catch it. That's nuts. Can you imagine just giving that sort of money away? How long do some of y'all work for $18,000? And that's just interest?
Over the course of a year. Don't do it, guys.
Don't do it. She right.
I hope this reaches the person that's thinking about doing payday loans.
Me too.
It's not worth it. It's a horrible cycle. It puts you in a poverty mindset. At least it put me in a poverty mindset. And I'm changing that.
Good.
I'm getting out of debt. I'm doing the things. Did you know about the interest before you took the first one?
Good question.
No. Let's talk about it. The reason I didn't know about the interest was when you're taking out these loans, you're not thinking about the interest. When you take out these types of loans, it's because you're in a very, very desperate situation. Mm-hmm. And I feel like these companies probably use that to their advantage a little bit. I'm sitting in a casino thinking, oh my gosh, how on earth am I going to pay my bills? That's what these loans were for me. It was a desperation thing. It wasn't like I was sitting there going, man, I'm signing a 539% interest. And honestly, a lot of these companies, when you go through, they don't show you the interest rate because it'd probably make you stop and pause. On a lot of these companies, you just go through, you scroll down, you click that you're signing your name, and then you go through like 5 documents. So unless you're like reading over these types of loans with a fine-tooth comb, you're not going to know the interest because they make it to where that is not very upfront. Because all of these for me have been online. I haven't gone to like any like physical places. These have all been online loans. But
wow.
Anyway, yeah. So the answer is no. I did not pay attention to the interest.
Learn from her. Don't do it. Some of y'all got people in your family that have done these same things. It ain't turned out well for them. They was out here struggling. They was their repeated offenders every week going back to go get payday loans. And if you don't believe this lady, ask them, because some of y'all know people that have done this. But another thing, no matter what type of loan you're getting, y'all have to please pay attention to the interest rate, because goodness gracious, 5. Ugh.
That is hell. Update. And I'm using this comment. 435%. Thanks for shedding light on these, because I'm going to shed some more light.
She said, not today, Satan. Amen. Not any day. Resist the devil and he shall flee. Because what do you mean 500 anything %?
It's been a not today, Satan kind of day. So this morning I wake up, I get into my bank account, and $482 came out from that loan that I just paid off.
Oh, extra.
What?
Oh, I see.
Do not get these loans, people. Even if you're desperate and you're gambling and you spent too much money and you're trying to stay afloat, because that's literally the only reason I got these loans. I don't do it anymore. I don't even think about the casino anymore. I drove past 3 casinos this week, and it was like looking at a parallel universe. I called them. She was like, oh, well, you had pending payments. And I said, excuse me?
He paid it.
I've taken loans out, and I've taken loans out from this company multiple times. I was like, no. Well, first of all, he did not tell me that I had pending payments. He told me that my payoff was $1,097. I'm sorry, ma'am. I have never paid $1,097 plus an additional $482, so like almost $1,700 after I've already been paying on this loan for a few months.
Oh, totally.
To pay off $1,097. Well, I can escalate it to a manager. They'll give you a call back in 24 to 48 hours.
It's my money and I need it now. I'm with you.
I'm trying to stay positive. The ones, because I know you're tempted to, because I get your messages. Do not take these loans out.
How many times this lady got to tell y'all? Y'all gonna learn today. Listen to the lady. Dang. Some of y'all hard-headed.
It will put you further into having to do some money mindset therapy work when you finally realize you don't want to be in debt. Like, just don't do it. Find another way.
I don't know. It sounded like they was trying to tax her even though she paid off the loan. If that was some sort of miscalculation on their half, I really hope she got her money back quick, because then she could use that money to pay off another payday loan, because she has a lot. No shade. She's on a roll. I want to see her pay off more.
Debt is hell. except it's a little bit less hellacious for me today because I paid off $1,000 of loans that is going to free up $482 a month. So between that and my hardship I got last month, I officially have $882, not this paycheck, but the following paycheck I freed up, and then the one after that. I'm so freaking excited, guys. Oh my gosh, you guys have no clue.
As much videos as I see of people just talking about the bad financial decisions people make, and yeah, you can learn from that, but I think it's very important to share the redemption, to share the journeys of people turning it around, because I think a lot of people don't have hope that they can do that. And if she can do it, why can't you do it? If she can pay off these payday loans, why you can't pay back your credit card? If she can do this, what's stopping the next person? Do you think she's more special than you? Because I'll tell you, she's not more special than you. She's more dedicated. Yeah. She's more disciplined. And I mean, if you're not doing it and you can do it. She was door dashing and doing other things too to help pay off her loans. She was taking the money and paying off her loans. That's dedication. So the question is, if you're in this position, what are you going to do? And this should be an example that you can do something, because she's doing something. Make a plan and do something, y'all. Don't just settle for all this debt. It's crippling. Got some of y'all out here tired, stressed out, you're hungry, you're exhausted, you can't see past today. You need some examples of people doing what you're trying to do. And yeah, she might have got herself into a situation, but you need to watch people in your spare time that's getting out of situations. Stop watching a bunch of ratchetness. Stop watching stuff that don't matter. Watch something that's going to inspire you to get out here and do something about your life. Stop wasting time. We ain't got much time to be wasting.
But before I get started, I want to say I'm not revealing the names of these companies because, and I need you to stick around, especially if you're considering taking out one of these loans. I'm not going to call it what it is. We all know what it is. You can look at the hashtag.
Okay, her hashtag said payday loan.
Because you get stuck in a cycle and you get shackled because you get one paid off and then you're like, crap, I just had a whole bunch of other expenses. And you just finally have to make a decision that it doesn't matter if it's going to tank your credit. You just got to get out of these things. These types of loans, generally, if you're paying them on time, are not reported to your bureau. People keep asking me, how do you get all these loans? It's because these are loans that don't report to the bureau, guys, unless you don't pay.
I didn't know that.
Let's get into it. This is why you never want to take out one of these loans, guys. I was desperate. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I was trying to stay afloat.
I almost passed out. Her principal is $1,200. Finance charge. So this is separate from the principal, y'all. This is a separate charge. It's $1,693.31. So you got to add that all together. So you add the principal plus the finance charge, which gives you the loan total. So in the end, this is what she's going to end up paying, $2,893.31 with a 435.84% APR. Oh my goodness.
And I should have never taken these out. I should have just taken the hit on the credit and dealt with the repercussions of my decisions. So this is what they call a cab installment loan. They make it pretty by calling it an installment loan. I borrowed, I thought it was $1,250, but apparently it was $1,200. But the finance charge on that thing, look at that, $1,693.31. So I borrowed $1,200 to pay back $2,893.31.
Do y'all realize that with this loan, she ended up getting a finance charge that was higher than what she even was trying to get in the first place? What she was trying to get was $1,200. Attached to that was more than what she was asking for. This is why you need to stay away from these loans. The math don't even make sense here. Not to shame her, but just think logically. If you're in a bad situation, would you take $1,200 to get charged an extra $1,693? Why would that make sense? That's more than what you even need in the first place. So total, you're going to pay back $2,893 because they gave you what you asked for, but they gave you a ridiculous charge with it. This lady brave enough to share her story so y'all can learn, because a lot of y'all are going to go up to the payday loan office thinking they trying to do you some favor. This is free money. You ain't got to worry about it. You like, oh, I'm just going to get this for my food, my whatever. I'm just going to go to the payday loan office. They going to have you in debt up to your neck. Debt to your neck. Broke as a joke. Debt to your neck. Don't do it.
I will say this, at the beginning of this journey, I did take this one out because this one had, sadly, a much better interest rate than the one that I was paying on. Ooh. And I used this to consolidate it so that way it would be paid off faster.
So what she ended up doing here pretty much is she got this loan so she could get out of the 530 something % loan that she had before. And she was trying to get a lower APR, which she got a lower APR, but it's still really high, y'all. This is still ridiculous for what she's asking.
I know that's crazy, but I did literally do that. But 435.84% interest rate. Do not take out these loans. Learn from a lady that was trying to rob Peter to pay Paul. Don't do it. But let's get to the fun part. It's paid off, y'all.
Yay!
It's paid off. I have officially done it. On the 3rd of July, it was $97 more because of those stupid CAD fees. Guys, when I'm doing this channel is about educating you on how not to get yourself in this situation. So don't be asking, and I say this with love, complete love in my heart. Don't be asking for these types of loans. Go out, get a gig, do a side hustle, flip some clothes from a thrift store. There are ways to fix your situation without having to take out these kind of loans. And I get it. Like sometimes you have emergencies and you're grasping at straws and you may not have a choice. But if there is any way to avoid this situation, this one, I borrowed $1,200 and I just paid back $1,097 and they've been taking $241 out of my check bi-weekly for months. Please don't do it. I have payday loans and I make $3,117 net bi-weekly. Yeah. Not my proudest moment.
Quick math, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but she said bi-weekly. That means every 2 weeks. So she's getting every month over $6,000 a month. So let's just put that in perspective moving forward. That's a lot of money. What'd she do? You got a good job. And on that note, this goes to show that a lot of people that make what a lot of y'all consider as a lot of money, they be struggling too. They have their own issues too. They got things that they're battling and they can be broke just like you. It's a different type of broke. If you don't believe me, go look at my You're Not Broke, Your Avocado Toast Broke video, but we ain't gonna get into that right now. A lot of y'all swear if you made more money, you wouldn't be in these situations. Yeah, you would. Some of y'all would. Just being honest, some of y'all would be in this situation because it's a mindset thing. It's not the fact that you make more money. Some of y'all gonna blow every little bit that you get. The minute that you get some money, it's gone. Poof. Vámonos. Did I say that right? I don't know. I ain't been in Spanish in a while. But it's going bye-bye. Adios. So you got to change your mindset with money. Small or large amount of money. No matter how much money you get, you have to have a certain mindset in order to spend less money than you make. Keep more money than you spend in order to not be in these situations. To build wealth, of course, and to save money. And also have a budget.
And I'm going to show you, I'm down to one. I'm showing you the last one I'm working on. But first, I want to talk about something. I had a gambling addiction. That's how I ended up in this position. I got stuck in a payday loan cycle about 1.5 years ago. And it's terrible. Somebody commented the other day, might be helpful if you show the interest that you're paying on a monthly basis. And yeah, I haven't wanted to face that reality yet. That's the main reason I haven't done that. I did take what you said to heart because I think you're right. I think a lot of people need to be aware of these situations and the pitfalls. We're going to start small and we're going to start with the one I'm paying off because I know that's around the corner and I can handle that. It won't throw me into a depression. Payday loans are not good. They're terrible. Let me show you. When I logged into this earlier, it said, great news! You qualified for a refinance. You've been pre-qualified to apply for a new loan up to $2,400.
Hell no, don't take it. Look, when they try to hit y'all with these loans, it's like, hey, we got a little something for you. They got a little bit more debt for you. They got a little bit more struggle. If they trying to give you a loan, just know it's not because they love you. These people do not care about y'all. This is a money grab. They want to keep you in this cycle as long as possible so they can keep making money off of you being a victim. Don't make yourself available to be a victim. Get up out of there.
Gosh, yeah, no. This new loan uses the principal to pay off your current loan. Then you receive the remaining principal. And I will tell you, I have fallen victim to this before. I have been paying on this loan for quite some time and refinanced it. Currently it is $325 bi-weekly. It's terrible.
Oh, no.
So this one was $2,400 initially. The remaining principal on this is $2,162.35. If I paid it off today, I think we would be at $2,221.21.97, which really isn't that bad. But look at the principal paid to date, $237.65. When I show you the next thing, you guys are going to flip a lid.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I just get depressed. Remaining principal balance, $2,115.44. Principal, $46.91.
How?
Interest of that $325, $278.21.
She's paying more in interest than she is on what she even came for in the first place, in simple terms. With the high interest rate, which is why interest rates matter, you more than likely are putting more of the money towards the interest than the principal. So your loan amount never seems to go down. That's with any loan. It's not just these type of loans. It's any loan. That's why when you get a credit card, you need to pay attention to the interest rate. You get a personal loan, business loan, it don't matter. You got to look at the interest rate because that's going to make it harder for you to pay back the principal. In some situations, you can call the financial institution and be like, hey, I want to make a payment towards the principal. Some people don't understand that there's a difference between making a payment and making a payment towards the principal. When you make a payment directly towards the principal of something, if your loan is $1,200 and you say, hey, I want to make a payment towards my principal of $200, that now means that you have $1,000 left. If you make payments towards the principal, that's how you eliminate the loan. Less principal payment, less loan. But the longer you have a large amount of principal and a high interest, the longer it's going to take you to pay off that loan. And that's what makes payday loans so bad. With a 500% APR, it can take you so long. And as you can see, you're barely even making payments towards the actual loan, which is what you came there for. So you'll just be paying and paying and paying. And this is pretty much just giving them money. I'm glad she shared this though.
So I am paying $556 in interest a month. Let's all have a moment of silence for my finances. Just to give you an idea, if I paid minimum payments, I'm not going to say it. If I paid minimum payments, it would be $324 would be my last one. Zero. That would be a zero balance, but I wouldn't pay it off until February 28th. This is a 20-week loan that I refinanced. I will readily admit I refinanced it in a desperate moment. Never again. This is why when you're getting out of debt, you need to look at the interest because it makes you mad. Look at this. I guess it does actually start going. No, that's $46. That's $46. I might be doing the math a little bit wrong because this is saying your finance charge is $4,102. Look at that. 327% interest. That's insane. It looks like it pays $46 every single time according to that payment schedule. So I'm actually coming up with $5,580 in interest. So I borrowed $2,400 and over 20 weeks, I will pay $6,502.07. It's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. Desperate times call for desperate measures or perceived desperate measures in this instance. And I just don't want anybody to fall into this trap. The frustration level is mind-boggling to me now that I'm finally out of my situation. I know some people with gambling addictions do this because I've had them message me.
It's really sad.
Guys, you can have a better life. You don't have to choose this. I'm going to be better in the long run. I totally am. I'm building a whole platform out of this situation. And there's no telling where that might take me. Might take me nowhere, might take me somewhere. I just want people to know that they don't have to choose this life.
She brought up the fact that she had a gambling problem. None of us are perfect. Like I said, we all battle something. She's just brave enough to come on the internet and tell what it is so we can assess and be like, no, we don't want to do that. Or it might end up helping people. Despite a lot of people being like, oh, why are you doing this? Why are you sharing? You just really never know how sometimes putting your story out there, even if you know you're going to be judged by people, it can help somebody get out of something that they're battling in silence. So I respect her for that. Because a lot of y'all scared. Not saying you gotta like air everything out all the time, but I'm just saying a lot of y'all are just scared to do anything that everybody else ain't doing. You're scared to say what you want to say, scared to help somebody, scared to be you. She came on the internet like, hey, I have a problem. I'm flawed. Like we all are. Big whoop, but I'm gonna help somebody. I respect this lady. And I hope she's able to get out of her situation and touch as many people as possible sharing her story.
Why is it so hard to get out of a payday loan cycle? This is actually an excellent question. I cannot speak to other people's experiences. I can only speak to mine. And let me clarify this by saying one of the main reasons that I got into a payday loan cycle was not because obviously I didn't make enough money, because clearly I make enough money.
Yeah, we did the math.
I have, and not all of my debt is this. I got addicted to gambling and I took out payday loans, and I can't believe I'm I'm putting this on the internet, but I would rotate between 5 different companies. And it wasn't taking out loans to go get money to gamble with. It was covering up a lot of my stupidity, feelings of shame and guilt, and how am I going to make this work? And just stupid. It's stupid. That's what it was. And I would go to casino. I'd take out a loan after I messed up severely. Now that I'm coming out of it, it's the fear. I think it's the fear. Like you take one out, you get one paid off, and then whoa, you don't have any money because the interest rate on those things are really high. And yes, the interest rate is not nearly as bad if you pay it off on your next paycheck, but then you don't have that money to pay your other bills. So, and specifically for me, when I would work a weekend to get it paid off, and then I would end up back in the casino that night, and I would spend the money that I made that day. I'm just being really real with you guys. And trust me, if my daughter weren't 18, I wouldn't be spilling any of this tea. But I'm just being honest. Like literally, I'm just being honest. But it is a very vicious cycle because you just fear, the anxiety, the shame, the guilt. Like you go through all the emotions. And I'm almost out of this stupid payday loan cycle, and I can't wait. And the interest on those things are terrible. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I'm going to pay all this interest. I was thinking I was going to pay it off, and then I didn't. I'm almost there.
Y'all, there's hope. You got to do something. You got to make a plan. You got to do something though. You got to stop going. You got to stop showing up and getting more loans though. You got to pray, shake them demons off you, call God, get on your knees. Like, I don't know. Do something, because payday loans are really crippling. So I asked you all today, what did you think about payday loans? 2% said it's a lifeline when you need quick cash. 7% said useful if paid back fast. 40% say exploitative, ban them. And a whopping 50% say it's a trap, keeps people in debt. And I honestly couldn't agree more. Now that poll was out of 4,700 votes. So if you ain't gonna take my word for it or the lady's word for it that said not to do it, maybe you'll take the word of the people who voted on the poll, because somebody knows something around here if everybody's telling y'all to stay away from these payday loans. It is not a good look for your finances. If you want to be financially free, you need to stay away from payday loans. It's a trap. It's gonna keep you buried in debt, stressed and tired, looking for a way out in a continuous cycle. I don't want that for nobody, but we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.